you for joining me. Namaste. Guys, this is Gemini's monthly reading for October 2017. We are using these new cards here by Sandra Ann Taylor. They are energy cards. They are quite powerful. They have really beautiful intuitive messages and some really lovely colours on board as well, and images, which is always nice for you guys to look at. I also picked a card from the Light Keepers deck, the Keepers of Light, before the reading started. And Gemini, you got the card Gaia, which is about earth connection and grounding. So we will move more into that message towards the end of the reading and see what the final parting message will be for you. But in the interim, let's do a little bit of shuffling for Gemini for October. That one didn't go very well. For 2017. So we use 6 of these cards and we will just work through whatever messages jump into the reading. Okay, Gemini. Man holding a coin. Well, that's not a bad way to start, is it? Oh, broken heart. The temple path. Deceit. Envy. And yin yang. Well, we have quite a lot of strong kind of messages going on there, and quite determined by the look of them. Let's just see how well I can get this into focus for you. So let's start on the top left, 43, the man holding a coin. Very opportunistic way to start your reading. He looks almost like a pirate sort of guy, quite sort of sturdy and determined. It feels as if he is bringing some sort of offer in, or that there is something determined about your monetary system in the month of October as we first step in. For some of you, this could be an increment of money or a reward of some sort, or an award, as it so came to my mind. It could be a small windfall of something, or an inheritance as well. For some of you, this could be pertaining around a job, like a pay rise or an increment, or it could be a new job offer coming as well. Whatever it is, it feels very buoyant and positive for some sort of financial buoyancy coming in to start the month. A couple of other perspectives of it are he can be a man with financial backing behind him, so he could be someone like a legal advisor, or in terms of finances, so setting up trusts or trust funds coming into action one way or another. Or he could be an accountant or a loans officer as well, seeking to make some sort of relationship with you. So there is the possibility, if you've been applying for loans and such like, that this might come through one way or another. Now bear in mind too, if he's holding a coin, he could very well represent the earth sign energies. So this could be indicative of an earth sign person coming into your life, and possibly a new love coming in as well. So he bodes so many different energies. It's like for that first card of the month for the reading, he just jumps out, and literally he is jumping out of that card in the picture. It's like he has so much to say. So I think he holds a key for a heck of a lot of activity and action for you, for a lot of you in this reading. And as I say, from many different perspectives, but be prepared to start October with some great old action going on. And then right next door we see this one. Oh, it seems such a sad thing to see after the possibility of that, you know, possible new romance and the money coming in. It really is very symbolically similar to the Three of Swords, and it talks about a broken heart energy. So I think to make it look a little bit prettier, we will put a nice pink heart on there. What to say? This can be current pain that is going on now, or it can still be pain that occurred from some time ago that hasn't yet been healed properly. And oftentimes when we go through certain events such as solar eclipses or planetary alignments, or new or old relationships falling by the wayside, the number 9, the broken heart, or symbolic of the Three of Swords in the tarot, it does represent that time where we need to look at something that needs to be healed. And often this is around relationships, or even our own personal relationship with ourselves that needs some sort of healing. And the word forgiveness comes to mind here, about either forgiving yourself or forgiving a situation that has arisen. Often when we move forward without forgiveness, the hurt still comes along. So there's a lot of messages when we actually look at a broken heart, and it sort of tells us to nurture and to be loving and caring and thoughtful to ourselves and the situation. And if we give that type of compassion to it, then it does heal a lot quicker. It's like looking after a broken leg. If you take care of it and you nurture it and you put bandages around it and keep it up off being walked on for a while, it heals a lot quicker. So in reality, emotional healing is the same type of situation, and we often don't nurture it enough. So for some of you, there may be a past hurt that is coming back up, resurfacing in these times of kind of high emotional charging that we're going through. These things can arise again, and they need to be addressed one way or another. The other thing that I think of quite obviously is physical heart health. So for any of you that need to do a physical checkup, or you need to look at changing things in your diet or your lifestyle to make sure that your physical heart is also being nurtured and well looked after, now would be a really good time to do that. You can do that with diet or exercise. There are some really good natural health tablets that you can take that will lower cholesterol and blood pressure. One of them is lecithin. It's very, very good for lowering cholesterol and lipids in the body. There's also milk thistle, which is very good for the liver, which also helps to clean and detoxify and lower pressures and things and blood pressure. When your liver is functioning and your kidneys are all functioning well, then that helps towards a healthy heart as well. And diet and exercise are obviously very important and pretty well much out there for everyone. I'm sure everyone knows what to do with those two. We come to the Temple Path card, and it really is rather a beautiful card, and it's nice that it's come after the broken heart and sort of in between your deceit and your envy down the bottom. So in this month you do have a lot of emotional stuff going on, whether or not it's coming up from underneath, or whether some of it is other people, which we think of with this deceit card. But 12 and 22 here in a line with each other is really rather quite special. The Temple Path talks to us about karmic issues in life, and having got to a place that we have reached, in a forest perhaps, or walking along somewhere, sometimes feeling very alone, or sometimes wondering if we're going in the right direction, and we stumble across this beautiful vista here, up a set of steps and all lit with golden lights around it. Now the Temple Path is sort of telling you that you've reached a place in your life where some karmic debt has been paid off, and when we do that, we always move forward, but often it's through the way of heartache or pain or learning lessons. The Temple Path tells you that you are significantly on fundamentally the right path, and that you are moving forward in good progressive steps. And all of these beautiful lights all around here are your angel guides, your helpers, people in the physical plane as well, such as family and friends. They are all there on your path with you and helping you along the way. So don't forget to call on them, both the celestial helpers of life and the physical helpers in this realm, to support you as you move forward, and that you gain insight about the true you and your true path of forward movement. So it's a lovely card to think upon and to just ponder upon for the month. We come down here to deceit, and it's number 25. And I don't really like the guy. I especially don't like his hands. They're rather gruesome. But anyhow, deceit can be either from people around you or from yourself, and you can be deceiving yourself about feelings, emotions, relationships, all sorts of things, jobs, physical manifestation. And it is interesting that it's attached to the broken heart. So some of you may have found a period of time where you have been hurt in a relationship due to something deceitful happening. This may have been a romantic relationship, however it doesn't have to be. It could have been a family relationship where deceit has been involved. It could have been friends or work colleagues, or if you own a company, it could be employees. And vice versa, it could be your employer. Any of this is a possible scenario, but what it tells us is to be careful at the moment of other people in particular. There could be literally someone around in your life who is dealing surreptitiously in a negative way, and they could be talking about you. There could be events occurring where you're not being taken into consideration, or you're not being given a fair viewpoint or a fair piece of justice within it as well. Watch also for things like identity theft, being stolen, especially off online transactions that may take place. And if you are thinking of purchasing anything, be very careful about what and who you purchase it from, and make sure you uplift all due diligence options. Now, if the deceit is coming from within about yourself, you're deceiving yourself about something in your life. It could be relationships, it could be something about your health, it could be something about the way you're moving forward, and that can only be viewed and gone over from your own introspection at your own level and understanding. So I can't really go much deeper than that in the card. It's up to you to sort of say, yeah, I am cheating myself here, I know I'm not being honest, so I'm ready to move on from something. And we come here, and right next to it is envy. Now, oftentimes we can be deceitful due to envy. So again, if envy is an issue in your life and you're thinking about what others have or what you're missing out on, or you're angry about it, and it's like, why do those people get this, or why don't I have that? You've got to just flip that coin over, and you have to start to look at what you do have in life, and you have to appreciate that and work from there. And when you do, and you show gratitude of what you have, you will be so surprised at how quickly it grows and flourishes. And before you know it, you will be the person that everyone else is going, wow, look at that, how did that person get to there, or how did they get so much of this or that? It all comes from within, and envy and jealousy are two of the very, very lowest vibrations ever. In real terms, to be completely honest here, you never ever have any need to be envious of anything anyone else has. It's pointless. Only ever look at yourself. And if you're envious of something that you don't have, you then make sure you find it yourself from within, such as, oh, I don't have love, or I'm not happy, or I don't have, a thin body, or I don't have this. You have to start looking first at what you do have and find satisfaction and gratitude in that, and then slowly move on from there. But envy and jealousy are two to just walk away from. They're not worth it, seriously. What appears to be all Jim and dandy in someone else's life usually isn't, believe me. We come to your last card for the month, and it's yin and yang. I said before it was really interesting that it fell right under the temple path. The yin and yang card is very much about cycles and the ending of something and the beginning of something new. It's very creative and resourceful, and it's an orb floating through air there, and probably in its most majestic form. So this is energy at an abundance, and creativity at an abundance. It's kind of like many blessings coming. It's a time of great receptivity, intuition and gestation. So it can also be a card of fertility, conception and pregnancies, new ideas, new schemes coming into your life, new everything. It says external circumstances may be forcing you to go within and examine present activity. And I kind of said that with these two cards down here. So not only does it align itself on this angle here, on the upright angle, it also aligns itself here on the horizontal. So it's got kind of a double message and a double amplification throughout the reading, and I think it's a really nice card to finish on because it bodes such a positive energy. It is often about the yin cycle of life, and it can call to you to be passive and yielding and reflection. So being open to these sides of your nature, being more than acting is the intention here. So, and I think that talks very greatly about removing any of these feelings or issues going on in your life around here. But it is a very positive card to finish the reading on, and I think there's a lot in there, a lot of personal information coming through to you. There's been a couple of readings like that lately that address much more your introspective feelings, emotions and energies. kind of bundled into a big parcel than more about your external stuff going on. And I think in the past you guys did have a period where it was all about other people and things like that, but this is very much about yourself at this present point in time. So lots of self-contemplation and meditation and thought-provoking ideas coming to you that you should be able to pull upon and work forward to establish a really strong foundation for moving forward for the rest of the year and into 2018. So let's put these cards aside and see what your last one was, which I have here, which I mentioned in the beginning, and this is Gaia. She is probably one of my favourite cards because I'm very into the planet and saving the planet, as some of you might have known. She is about the earth connection, so for a lot of you this could literally mean getting outdoors, being connected and feeling grounded. And when we are grounded, we are much able to be more creative, and we are also able to manifest more in our lives, if any of you really do have that issue with envy. So Earth gives us everything that we need. Well, the Earth and the Sun connected obviously give us everything that we need. And we certainly need to look after our only home. And by looking after our home and keeping it tidy and functioning, it provides all things that we need. It sustains us on this living planet and in this life form that we are. So it says, be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth and stay grounded. And even though it says stay grounded, I sometimes think that cards like this can literally mean that some of you could be travelling around the Earth and going for trips as well. So bear in mind we have had a pretty tumultuous period on Earth with storms and quakes going around. So I think for all of you, be safe for the month of October. Love the Earth and nourish her. Enjoy any trips around the planet if you are going on trips. And remember to ground yourself for that extra manifestation of life and creative resources. Thank you everyone for watching, liking, subbing and leaving your comments. I love to read them. Be safe all. Much love. Namaste.